A spectacular performance. Curry from half court.
Sometimes, something looks like it's been there a while.
We are here, the 3 Points Podcast, after the first game in the first round of the NBA playoffs. All have been completed on all sides of the brackets, but we're not here to talk about those other games. We got one matchup in mind: the Golden State Warriors versus the Houston Rockets. It was an absolute thriller, fun game. Probably, Thomas West, you guys are more in touch with the rest of the league, but I would say one of the more entertaining games out of all the matchups. Very
Yeah, yeah.
close,
Definitely.
very intense. And the Warriors snuck out with a win 95-85. All right. Before I get started, I'm gonna just pass the rock to who shoot the jumper, bricked it, grab the rebound, pass it out to the sharpshooter Thomas. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I mean, absolute dogfight of a game. Yeah, kind of every single prediction people made, not just us, but people more broadly, media, etc., made about the series came true. Defensive showdown. Both teams' offenses had large periods, where they looked completely stalled out, looked completely incapable of doing anything. But ultimately, it was the Warriors shot makers, Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler, who carried them to that win. And I think it's pretty clear, at least assuming that the rest of the series plays out like game one did, that that's going to be the big difference maker. Both teams' defenses have a lot of answers for each other, but the Warriors have shot makers who are going to be capable of overcoming the other team's defense, and the Rockets don't really look like they do. Um, for the Warriors on defense, I thought that was maybe the best showing we've had all year in any considering the context. Probably the best showing we've had all year in any game. The way that we disrupted their offense, it was like it was comical. They looked like they just couldn't do anything. The amount of deflections, the amount of like little tipaways, the amount of times we made guys fumble the ball, it was just ridiculous. And then that's what I want to talk about. Draymond Green on Alperen Sengun, incredible, phenomenal job. Sengun has like 7 inches on him, 6, 7 inches on him, has like 20 pounds on him. It doesn't matter. Every time Sengun went to back him down, it looked like he was running into a brick wall. So that was huge. And yes, Sengun was able to convert a couple of those, but I think we're going to take that matchup going forward. So
Yeah, I
Wes, go
mean,
ahead.
yeah, I definitely agree with like everything you said. I think like the main takeaway and like what everyone thought the only way that the Houston Rockets would dominate us is like on the glass, and that's kind of just how they would have to beat us, just because their offense is so much kind of worse than ours that that's the only way they would be able to like kind of comfortably beat us is by getting so many more possessions than us, which they did. Like Steven Adams is a beast on the glass. Like he's just him and Şengün. Like when they have that double big look, it's kind of just the offensive is kind of ugly, but they kind of make up for it by just having like just getting every single possession. And even more than those two guys, like obviously Adams, he kind of showed out like on the offensive glass. He showed why he's still like he's kind of their MVP of this game. If I had to give it to someone, maybe Şengün, but honestly, he was not as good as like Steven Adams was, just like impact wise, kind of on the glass. But
Yeah,
and just everyone like athletically, they're so much quicker than us, generally stronger than us. Like maybe some matchups I would take us, some matchups I would take them, but definitely athletically, they're so much like quicker than us that that's kind of the way that's why they were like in this game for the most part because it wasn't their offense. But I just think like like I said it during the game, we just have to like kind of make that a focus. Like that, yeah, they're probably going to win it every single game, but as long as we kind of make that a focus, then that's kind of we kind of limit the only way that they really kind of dominate us is like on the glass. So yeah.
yeah. I think just to kind of highlight a little bit more about the glass difference, they had 52 rebounds in total to our 36. So they had
Mm.
almost 20 more than us, right? They had 16 more exactly. They had 22 offensive rebounds to our six. That is massive. That is huge. That is huge.
17
If
extra
you
possessions.
that exactly, that is insane. And to think that we still came out with the win, it just goes to show it speaks volumes on our defense. Because with basically extra chances, it's basically we gave them, like I said, 17 extra chances for them to score, for them to take advantage of, and we were able to defend them well, phenomenally. I think I mean, just Draymond. Oh my God, he was all up in his grill. Just watching him go up to him and like literally like he's there. Like it's like I mean, obviously the fans can't see the camera, but I'm putting my hand out here and I'm putting like it's like hand to hand. The editor, post edit in the edit. Can you put an image of that? There's got to be some image of Draymond being like right up in his grill. Please try to find that because it is phenomenal
Dude,
how well he matched up.
I just
How
want
he
to say
matched up.
like the way Thomas, I mean not Thomas, the way Draymond like
Shout
the
out.
way Draymond just like
Shout out Thomas, the worst defender of us three, by the way.
yeah,
Right,
that's
you
the
didn't need to.
comparison I draw.
I don't know where that came from.
Didn't turn into the Thomas hate episode. But yeah.
I mean, bro, compared Thomas to Draymond Green, that's such an insult. That's like, wow. Anyways,
But
apologies.
I was just gonna say like I feel like Draymond's genius is like kind of like more than just like his natural ability is like kind of playing mind games with his opponent and like making him think that he has like a chance. Like he kind of sags off Şengün a bit so that Şengün kind of drives in and then Draymond is just there. And it was kind of crazy. Like I don't know like how Draymond does this. He's like a magician, but when they put Looney on Şengün, who is taller and like it seems would be like bigger, but he just kind of goes through Looney, but yet with Draymond, it's so much harder. Like, yes, he does get some buckets, like we said, but it's so much harder to score on Draymond than it is Looney. I don't know. I think just Draymond's like that's their offensive hub, and Draymond is just like just swallowing him up. Like they have nothing going out of him. So
I was getting pretty
Oh,
mad watching Looney try to defend Sengun. It was
it's
pretty rough.
crazy.
There was like 5 or 6 possessions, and then thankfully Kirk got the memo, and he was like, "Hey, Looney, you're not getting run this game." But yeah,
I think.
another thing I want to talk about. Oh,
sorry, go ahead.
never mind. Never mind.
Um,
I'm deferring. I'm like Ben Simmons. I'm just gonna pass the ball.
Thank you,
Ben
brother. I
Simmons.
appreciate it because I forgot what I was gonna say to be honest because
I
I
think we
think
should
I was
talk
gonna
about the
pull
role
up.
players. I think we should talk
No
about the
way,
role
I was gonna
players.
say something, man. I was gonna say something before I was so rudely cut off by a fellow co-host. Let me try to think. What was I saying? Okay, well, forget about I was thinking about it, but I will say Jonathan Kaminga, 0 minutes. Yikes.
That is crazy.
God
Storyline, yeah.
damn, what are we doing? I'm confused. I've never seen, I mean, look, we got the dub, and the thing I was gonna say, we're gonna put a bookmark on this Kaminga thing. Gonna revert quickly to what I was gonna say earlier was that we were spot on last episode. We talked about how it's gonna be low scoring dog fight games. We didn't even touch 100. It was 95 to 85. I don't know the exact stat to because I'm sure there's always a playoff drop off between regular season scoring and playoff scoring, but this is even compared to the other series going on, 95-85. That is a very very low scoring game. And
Well,
kind of going
this
back
is
to
like
the
two of the
yeah
best defenses. This is two of the best
yeah
defenses like in the playoffs. Like usually in all these other matchups, one of the defenses is just not that good. So it's kind of like the Pacers are getting whatever they want against the Bucks.
yeah.
The Thunder are getting whatever they want against the Grizzlies.
Yeah,
The Celtics are
forget
getting
whatever they want against the Grizzlies.
I
dude,
mean,
50-point blow. That is insane. But yeah, that's kind of why it makes sense why this game is so much like low scoring and just generally closer than the other ones.
I mean, the other thing is that like these are both two teams who are running out lineups where two or three guys on the court are complete like non-scoring threats.
Yeah.
Like because the Rockets are going to be running out. They're running out Amin, who's a great passer, but he's again basically not really a threat with the ball in his hands to score. They're running out Tari Eason, who's a complete non-factor. They're running out Steven Adams, who's good on the glass, but again he's not going to be posting up. He's a complete non-factor. Then the Warriors are going to be running out Kevon Looney some minutes. They're going to be running out Gary Payton some minutes. They're going to be running out Draymond some minutes. Like these are both teams who put guys on the court routinely who are not threats, and that makes teams easier to defend, not to take away from what these defenses are doing. But I think it's a combination of both these teams that have elite offenses and then somewhat limited offenses in terms of their personnel. That's going to combine for a really, really low scoring series. But I wouldn't be shocked if we see more games that finish near 100 or under 100 for both teams. So.
For sure, for sure. And I think now kind of shifting back to the Kaminga thing, yeah, it's weird because I don't know. It's like I mean again, we don't have to repeat too much of what we said last episode, but we did even think that okay, maybe he'll get a run at it. And that's kind of what it was. I was looking at like some of the sources of what Draymond was saying. These guys saying he'll get his chance, he'll get his chance. I mean, when? You know what I mean? So I don't think we have to repeat too much. I think Wes, you were gonna say that. Let's talk about the role players.
Yeah,
We got to
yeah.
give a shout out. I'll let you take that.
Yeah, I think we definitely got to highlight like some certain guys that even though like looking at the box score, you would just say, oh, it's Steph and Jimmy, and then most of the other guys were kind of quiet. But I think you got to give some shout out to Pajemski's like first playoff game, right? Because we didn't make it out of the play-in last time. This is his first playoff game. Quentin Post, like he kind of missed a lot of shots, but he looked pretty comfortable. And more than anything, like I like that these guys are not just like kind of sitting in the corner doing nothing. Like they're taking the shots, even if like they're not falling this game, because then in the next game those shots will probably fall, like more likely than not. Because you just gotta continue to have a confidence. I feel like it's better than like all these young guys because they are all young. It's better than them just like not shooting at all. And like some of those shots, like Moses Moody hit like a couple shots to kind of
He
close, not
did.
close it out, but like pivotal moments. Like I
Yeah.
think like in the last 3 minutes, somebody on the Rockets hit a three, and then I think it's Jabari Smith. He hit
Yeah,
a
it was
three, and
Jabari
it was
Smith in the
that got it to
corner.
like five or something like
Yep,
that, and
yep, yep,
then
yep.
they were kind of on their own run at that point, and then Moody just hit a calm wide open three in the corner to like bounce
Yeah.
back up to eight. So I
Yep.
think that's huge. More
Huge,
than anything,
huge.
any insane shot Steph hit, like the role players kind of did their part for the most part, defensively
Oh, for
especially,
sure.
and a little bit offensively.
For sure. I mean, that's the thing. Like in the playoff, it's a whole roster thing. You cannot just have. I mean, that's why we haven't been able to jack for the last two seasons because it's just been Steph, right? And then the role players have been like lacking, right? Pods for sure, 14, 8, and 5. Is it been like the 20 plus points that he's been scoring as per usual? No, but 14 points is what we need when Steph and Jimmy are doing their thing, right?
And the games are,
Um,
like you said, the games are low scoring now in the playoffs. So,
Exactly, exactly, exactly. So it's kind of like inflated, like kind of like college basketball style, like not
yeah.
entirely, but I'm gonna draw that analogy a little
Yeah.
bit, right? No, for sure. GP2, he's getting like increase in minutes because the defensive ability, right? We need GP2 hit some threes as well. I think he won or two. I can't remember.
I only remember
Let's
one off the
check.
top of my head, I gotta be honest.
He did hit one for two, so
Yeah.
50%. But he was 3 for 6 from the field. So good stuff overall. And the posting, although post like he airballed a three, and I was watching with my dad, and he was like, "What is this guy doing?" And he's a casual for the fans at home. Don't be too harsh on him. But he was like, "What is this guy doing? Get him up!" I was like, "I get it. Yeah, he's a rookie. He's his first player game. It was a terrible shot, but even defensively, he looked there. Like he was moving.
He had some really good moments on the glass
Yeah.
too. He
Yep.
had
Yep.
some
Yep.
really nice
Exactly.
boards. And we need him to because we just don't have the size outside of him. I mean, the only other guy with size we have is
Yeah.
Looney, and it's not like Looney was contributing that
Yeah.
much when he was on the court. So,
Yeah.
Geriatric
but
Yeah.
I
Lee.
mean, I would like to take credit. I did say that on on our last episode. I think at this point we just need to be playing post for most of the minutes Looney's getting because he just looks
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. No. No. I
Not by
definitely agree.
leaps and bounds, not by miles, but he does look better.
What I don't understand is this: why not just give Looney's time to trace?
Hey, yeah,
Praise for
I would not be opposed,
No, because Trace
especially against
is
this
more
matchup.
athletic. Yeah, Trace is more
Yeah,
athletic. Trace was grabbing boards. He's a lob threat. Looney is kind of none of those right now. And even
I would like
defensively, yeah,
I would love to see Trace battling with Steven Adams on the glass for a few possessions to just see how that looks.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't
I
think we're
would.
going to get that. I think we have a better shot at Kaminga honestly than we do at Trace.
I don't know, to be honest. I mean, I think both of them have very slim chances of coming out. I just don't understand what's the deal with Kuminga, man. Was he even there yesterday, by the way?
He was there. He
Okay,
was
yeah, because
there.
I didn't see any shots panned to him when previously they were panning a lot to him. So I don't know
I
what's
guess they've given up on it.
I
And
don't
they're
even
just
know.
even
Yeah,
they just know he's not playing.
yeah. I really I really do think after he walks because he's not resigning. I think it's almost a guarantee that he's not resigning. When he walks, there will be some reports that come out. Internal reports of what was going on during this
I
time, and
mean,
it's
there
it's not gonna
always
be
are.
pretty. Yeah,
That's like the standard playbook.
yeah, it's
Wow,
true.
reports emerge of tumultuous Warriors locker room and Kaminga's last
Yeah,
days on the team.
yeah.
Yeah,
It sucks.
we're
It's
definitely
definitely
gonna get a few of
unfortunate.
those stories.
I did want to also briefly talk about on the Rockets end because you guys did shout out Alperen Sengun. I want to give a anti shout out to Jalen
Jalen
Green.
Green.
He is the guy who should be producing offensive production like Sengun. He should be dropping 20 plus points because you need two
Well, they
two
need
guys to
him.
do
They
that.
need him to.
They
Yeah.
need him, but he was very, very bad last night. Thomas mentioned in the chat he's one of the streakiest players in the league. He could come and drop 40 on us one day, but on the flip side, he could also just have 4 bad games, right? He was 3 for 15 from the field, 0 for 4 from downtown, 7 points only. So very weak performance from him. Got to give credit to the defense, and then also got to give a little bit to him too, just not being good. It's always a bit of the two. I hesitate to just say it's only the defense because he had some open looks that he was just missing. So you were gonna say something, Thomas?
I was gonna say I really liked the way that we were defending him. It reminded me a little bit of the way that the the Mavs defended Ant last playoffs, where you kind of openly concede the drive. You're trying to bait him into the drive, and then you really collapse with like 2 or 3 guys around him, and you rely on the fact that he's not a great playmaker, and he's probably going to try to force a lot of really tough finishes or just get completely swallowed up and turn the ball over, which is exactly what happened. And I think if he can't figure that defensive coverage out, he's going to be in for a rough series for the whole series. And then one other thing, this is what I was going to talk about, like 15 minutes ago when I interrupted Hassan. Fred VanVleet, the dude kind of sucks. And the question is he going to suck for most of the games, like that badly? Or is he going to have a game where he gets hot from 3? Because I think that could really, like, because if they can't rely on him to hit at least like 30% of his threes, they might be
Wide open
really
threes
cooked.
usually too.
Wide open threes.
He was
missing
2 for
some.
13. He was 2 for 13
Yeah.
last night.
And he took a few shots that was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, if I was a Rockets fan, I would have been so mad. Dude, you should have I mean, I know NBA Twitter is insane, but like, there was death threats and stuff flying out all over for Fred VanVleet.
That's crazy.
Rockets fans were not happy with him. That one that he pulled up like in transition when he was like 1 for 11. He was like, I got this. And it just fucking was offside rim. Was hilarious. But I don't really have any analysis about that. I just think it'll be like if he can't fucking hit threes, I don't know what they're gonna do because he's one of the only shot makers they have. So
Yeah, it's him, Green and Sengun who are supposed to be the offensive power
Yeah.
for this roster, and last night they only had one guy. So I think that's good for us. It's very good for us. Look, it could really be that this is I could really see this be like a close sweep as well, to be honest. Like if we could go to the next game, we win that at home. I mean, anything could happen, right? So obviously, I don't think it's going to be a close sweep, but unironically, quote unquote, close sweep, I could see it happen because I could see these guys just not showing out. I could see Jalen Green just struggling. Because is this his first playoff series, Jalen Green, or
It is.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It is.
It
is
is.
bad.
It's Sengun's,
Jalen.
it's Jabari Smith Jr.'s, and it's Amin's, and it's Tari Eason's, and it's probably some other guy. I think most of the other guys on the roster are getting minutes.
Yeah, you're right.
Or vets.
First
Yeah.
playoff series. Yeah. So it could be inexperience. It could be a lot of things. So I'm. Look, we just gotta keep the same energy. Same guys were diving. GP2 was on the floor. Butler with 3 steals. Like it's beautiful, beautiful things. Butler hit a 3 and then he was pointing, I think, at Reggie, and he was like, "You like that? You like that?" or something like that. One of the commentators. So beautiful
Yeah.
stuff. I think there's not much more to analyze because there's one game and it's been a lot of things we were saying. Excited for game 2. What's your guys' prediction for game 2?
Warriors win. Another close one, but Warriors win.
Give a score. Give a score and some stats along with it.
I anticipate another Steph game, which is like another Steph heater. I'm gonna go 97-90. So very
Okay.
close.
All right, Wes, Thomas.
I think it'll be slightly more high scoring. I think that game 1 was going to be a little bit of an anomaly even for this series. I would go something like Warriors 108, Rockets like 101, somewhere around there. And I actually think it's going to be a Jimmy game. I think they're just kind of take turns. I don't really have anything to back that up like empirically. It's my vibes prediction.
I mean,
So,
that's what this
I
is,
would
buddy.
So I would expect
Empirically,
like,
I'm predicting.
I would expect, like a Jimmy 31-32, Steph like 25-26. That's kind of how I think it's going to go.
I'm predicting. All right, I'm gonna take it from you. I'm predicting a Pods breakthrough game. I'm predicting 20 plus
Please.
points from Brandon Podziemski. He was warming up. He looked good in game 1. He was talking his thing. He kind of baited Udoku or Udoka, whatever his name, to
That
do
was
the
great,
challenge.
because I was like, wait, what the fuck? What do you mean
I was
challenge?
confused.
dude?
Yeah, exactly. I was like confused. I was like, is he saying that we should challenge it? It's like he said, call for us, dog. I was like, but he kind of baited him. So Pods was looking good. He was doing his thing. I'm predicting 20 plus points from him. Predicting 20 plus points from Steph and Jimmy as well. I'm
More of
gonna
a
take.
committee win.
Sorry.
More of a committee win.
Yeah, I'm thinking more of a committee win. I'm predicting a little comfortable win, maybe. Actually, I don't know. I'm just gonna say it. I think we're gonna win. Honestly, I could see us losing this too. To be honest, I really could because it's we took the first
I
game
couldn't.
at home. We took the first game at home, so you just can't get too comfortable. But
They are going to come out with more of a fight than we
yeah,
just
they will.
naturally. So
So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, hopefully we win. I don't know, man. Look, based off their offense this game, I really look like we could very much win because we were defending well, we were doing everything well. So I don't know. I'm just gonna put the prize in the bag. And I'm gonna say Warriors win with those stats. I don't know by what score, but I think 20 plus points pause, 20 plus points Jimmy and Curry as well. Excited for the next game. We're gonna catch you guys probably either Wednesday night or Thursday morning.